Para comenzar con este bloque de tendencias futuras de mercado, tenemos con nosotros a Gould. Christine tiene más de 20 años de experiencia en innovación y creación de comunidades en torno al sistema agroalimentario y la agricultura, por supuesto. Fundó Thought for Food, una organización mundial dedicada a crear soluciones innovadoras para preparar nuestros sistemas alimentarios y los climáticos hacia el futuro. Christine will share with us today how we can design the future of food, thinking not only in the demands of the current generations, but also in the future generations. Christine, welcome to the stage, and let's give her a big round of applause, please.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. And also, I'm going to try right now to bring some energy and creativity and ideas for action, because we all need that after lunch, right? So, and we also need to do this because we have a big problem on our hands, right? It's code red for humanity. All of our systems are under threat. We're in a climate emergency. We have geopolitical crises. We have economic crises, societal crises, cultural crises, and at the core of it all is our food system. And our food system is facing some massive, unprecedented challenges. These pictures here of floods, droughts, and fires are, used to be once-in-a-century occurrences, and now they're happening all too frequently, affecting every single one of us all over the planet, but unfortunately, disproportionately affecting our world's most poor and vulnerable. And this is what I go to bed every single night worried about. But I also wake up every single morning energized and excited about the possibilities that we have to solve these challenges in new ways. We have the technologies, we have the people, and we have the will. But what we need is the vision. So I did a little experiment a couple of weeks ago when I was preparing for this conference, and we're all tinkering with the new tools of AI. So I went on Midjourney, and I said, hey, can you help me find a picture that can create a new vision of possibility and opportunity for the future? So this is the prompt I put in. I'm still learning Midjourney. I'm sure many of you are much more talented at this platform than I am. But I said, can you design a future food system with biodiversity, going beyond carbon? I want to see butterflies, bees, and mushrooms. I want to see happy people eating healthy foods, enjoying community. I want to see technology not tearing us apart, but bringing us together and connecting us. And I also said no sci-fi domes, because I am a big fan of solar punk, but I think we've all seen these future where we're all living in glass enclosures, and I didn't want more of that. I wanted to see another version of what could be. And this is what I got. Okay, it's okay. It's cool. I like that there's, some robot bees, but real bees and butterflies and mushrooms and, these planters giving people flowers and a woman picking, fresh vegetables off some type of robot arm. It's interesting, right? I showed it to my kids. They got excited. They were interested too. Cool, Mom, I want to live in a forest of mushrooms. I did another one. This is kind of weirder, but also interesting. What if we could shop in kind of natural settings, that look like trees and, again, have technology integrated? I don't know why Midjourney does this, with the faceless people. That's a little dystopic, but, again, visions. We're trying to play, and AI can give us some opportunities to do that. But creating these visions is really, really important, okay? Even if they're aspirational and weird and seem idealistic and out of touch, they unlock possibilities in our minds. And those possibilities are the opening acts of innovation in the real world. I didn't come up with this. My friend Sarah Farley, who works at the Rockefeller Foundation, said this quote, and it really inspired me. And she reminded me, so often when we watch TV, we have dystopic images of the future. But what if we, the protagonists of our future, created new narratives about what's possible, okay? That's what I'm going to show you that we have in our hands to let grow and take hold in the market. We have possibilities at our fingertips. My organization, Thought for Food, is a next-generation innovation engine. We focus on empowering the leaders of the next generations, millennials and Gen Zs in every part of the world, to give them access to mentorship and resources and opportunities for funding that allow their visions for the future to, scale and grow. And we have an impressive track record. Over the past 10 years, we've touched 30,000 people in 180 countries, which literally blows my mind. And I want to give a shout out because we have a few of our TFFers here today. So, hey guys, can I get a woo? Yeah, awesome. Thanks for joining. We've accelerated 100 startups who have gone on to raise, significant venture capital. But what I think is most important is we're not just an innovation engine, we're also an innovator engine. We are accelerating humans. We're giving them the capacities and the mindsets that they need to create the change and transformation that will really allow our future to be more abundant for 10 billion people. We're shaping the future of the world's most important industry, the industry at the core of every single crisis and challenge that we face. All of our 17 Sustainable Development Goals come back to food. And we're doing this together with the very people who will be alive in the future. And that's a really, really exciting opportunity. So one of the things that we do is we run the TFF Challenge, the Thought for Food Challenge. It's actually the largest and most diverse innovation challenge in the agri-food tech sector. And this is a real call to action to get people in every part of the world to come in and share their solutions and their startups. And we're able to, select some of the most promising ones and accelerate them and to connect them to corporates to grow. And this is a snapshot from last year's challenge where we had 3,000 teams from 139 countries take part. And you can see some really exciting spaces that our leaders of the next generation are jumping into. Really, all the data shows Millennials and Gen Z's top concern is climate change, and you can see that was our top solution space of how they're positioning their technologies. They're leveraging all of the latest and greatest technologies. They're digitally astute, right, being digital natives, and so it's very seamless for them to integrate these technologies into how they're developing solutions. But they're also doing some really cool things about merging those technologies with, new types of open and collaborative business models that are honoring ancient and traditional wisdom and unlocking, new remixed opportunities. And I'm going to dive into what some of the, compelling possibilities we have to support are. So first, let's go into some of the next-gen innovation approaches. And I've only selected a few of them given time. First is crop opportunities. We've seen a lot of exciting plant-based innovations, and we got to taste a lot of them yesterday. And that's really cool to see. What we're seeing the next generation is extremely interested in is how to tap into the diversity of our crops to, again, create new plant-based futures. And that can be both for consumer products, but also novel flavor and aroma experiences. And, this is something that I'm really passionate about coming from the world of plant breeding. And one of the things that has always bothered me is that we call a lot of these crops in the world of the UN and development, we call them neglected crops or orphan crops. That's so sad. We call them at TFF future crops. And that is where we think there's real opportunities to be unleashed. And I'll give you a couple of examples. My friend Sujala is a startup founder from Canada who originally hails from India, and she's unlocking the potential of millet. And millet, this is the year of millets, 2023. Millet is a really exciting crop because, it's naturally high in protein, it's hypoallergenic, it brings all kinds of sustainability possibilities, climate resilient, et cetera. But it's mainly grown by smallholder women farmers in places like India and Nigeria. And so she has launched her first product, which is a millet-based milk, getting great feedback from the market. But what I love is she's going a step further. She sources her millet from smallholder women farmers in India, and she's also working on unlocking breeding programs for millet, digital agronomy programs for the farmers that she sources from, supply chain solutions, and so on, creating a real end-to-end solution to make this crop mainstream. Microterra in Mexico is doing the same thing with lemna. They are growing lemna on wastewater streams, first from fish ponds with smallholder fish farmers in Mexico, and now with greenhouses, thereby cleaning water waste, growing lemna, which they then turn into a food tech product that has flavor enhancing properties. So I got to taste some of their products recently on a trip to Mexico, and basically, the foods we love to eat, like ice creams, taste just as sweet or sweeter, or things that are salty taste, that umami deliciousness, and they use less sugar and salt, which is really exciting to see. So it's a really holistic solution that's giving farmers an additional revenue stream, cleaning up water, and giving us a product that can make the foods that we eat more nutritious and delicious. We're also seeing that our next-gen leaders are having new conversations about the possibilities of biotechnology. We're here in Europe. There's lots of debates about GMOs. We've talked about it earlier today. But next-gens are really concerned about climate, and they want to see outcomes that are positive, net positive for people and the planet. And they're ready to say, if we have the tools of biotechnology, let's use them. It's time to have a new conversation that bridges environmentalism and science. Couple of companies in our ecosystem. We have Spira in the US. They're creating a natural food coloring product, blue, yellow, red, from spirulina. And they source that spirulina from a decentralized network of farmers in many countries in all regions of the world. And they also are using CRISPR technologies to gene edit the spirulina to not contain a fishy flavor. They're at the precipice of being big, in my opinion, as California has just taken some measures to ban synthetic dyes. And so here comes Spira with, a natural, delicious, nutritious, food-grade ingredient that can, color the foods that we love. Electric Sky is their blue product. Zelina in Mexico are using the power of precision fermentation to convert crop waste from corn farmers nearby into xylitol. And what I found was really interesting is they're doing this at a lower cost than where most xylitol is sourced from, which is China. So they're, undercutting cost of goods, giving farmers, an additional revenue stream from their waste products, and using the power of biotechnology to deliver positive outcomes for food, particularly people who are diabetic and, need to have a different type of sugar source. And the last cluster, I could go on and on with many examples, is how we're seeing the concept of terroir being applied to more and more crops. So we all know terroir really well from, wine and olive oil, and how where we grow the crops and in what soil enhances the flavor and the value of those products. But what if we expand that concept to all that we grow? Because we know soil is at the heart of the climate crisis, but we also know, and more science is backing that up, that the soil in which we grow food does improve the nutritional outcomes and the taste of the foods we love to eat. Couple of examples. My friend Nada runs Duda Solutions in Lebanon. They're doing vermicompost at scale. And that's really exciting. Usually there is a stigma around this type of, technology, thinking it's like very low tech or something for backyard gardeners. She's producing vermicompost at scale in a modular system that can be deployed globally. And this is also really exciting given the fertilizer shortages that we experienced as a result of the conflict in Russia, Ukraine. And so she's ready to go with bringing vermicompost mainstream and converting organic biomass from municipalities into this valuable soil additive that is based on a lot of, ancient wisdom. And speaking of ancient wisdom, we also have Umica in Mexico. I know I have a lot of Mexico examples here. I just got back from there. But I got to meet Ramon, the founder, and he's biochar, all about biochar. And biochar is having a moment right now. Investors have finally woken up to the potential of this incredible technology, which can sequester carbon for centuries when applied to the soil. And what I love about Ramon is he's developed an AI platform that does soil analysis. Then the engine recommends a specific biochar recipe based on that soil type and the crop being grown. And then he works with women farmers specifically to help them learn how to use biochar in their systems, and he helps to sell their products in a marketplace at a premium price. But what's most interesting is he's finding in some of his use cases with citrus that biochar is helping to prevent citrus greening, which is like the #1 challenge facing citrus growers, and 2 is improving the flavor of citrus. So this concept of terroir is really exciting if we expand our lens about what regenerative ag can do for consumer benefits. So I'm going to rush through the rest because I'm out of time here. But just wanted to show that, next gens are really stepping up. They're demanding more of our food system. But one of the things, we all know this well, they don't want greenwashing. So for those of you who are innovators and those of you who are corporates, take note. People want to see solutions that address climate change and environmental protection, that are improving nutrition and health, that are empowering farmers, particularly smallholders, that are preventing food loss and waste, and that, of course, table stakes, ensuring food safety and quality. We need our food system to deliver all of these in an honest way. So here's your opportunity. We're all here in Valencia and seeing the opportunities here of innovations. It's incredible, mind-blowing. Let's look for solutions everywhere. Let's look for solutions in Europe. We all know Silicon Valley, but every single region is affected by food and has the solutions in their hands. And this is your chance to go discover them, connect with them, learn from them, connect them. Also, wherever possible, and I'm here specifically speaking to corporate leaders, amplify new visions and voices. These are real pictures of conferences that I spoke at and attended, okay? We're continuing to see business leaders, gray suits, dominating the discourse about food systems. The other side here is a picture from a Thought for Food event that we held recently in Brooklyn. We had dancers, we had a Joel-off face-off, we had creatives, we did a full sensory soil immersion. We need more events like here at F-Talks to diversify what we're doing, and we need to invite the decision makers to be part of this and see what we're seeing. And I also invite all of you to unleash more creativity and experimentation into your innovation process. Those of us who are entrepreneurs, this is what we do every single day. And I know corporates get excited by this. But what's happening right now in this market downturn is we're turning back to business as usual, saying, we can't take risks right now. We don't have the funding for this. This is the time to invest in innovation. Study after study shows it's during market challenges that disruptions happen. So again, speaking to the corporate leaders, try to, look for those crazy ideas that don't fit your business as usual thinking and find a way to integrate them and experiment with them in your value proposition to the world. And here's 3 actions that you can take to do this. 1, why not set up a next-gen sounding board? You can really future-proof your strategies by inviting the very people whose future is at stake into your decision-making process. Puma has done this around their sustainability strategy. It's helped them uncover blind spots when they're trying to position sustainability initiatives. We can be doing the same things in this industry. And actually, Al Farms, is known for setting up their Gen Z advisory board. I'd love to see more of this happening everywhere with food companies. And that's also for startups. Why not try to experiment with a capsule collection? We see this in fashion all the time, and these are a couple of biomaterial startups we've worked with who've, partnered with H&M and Zara to launch some new materials. What if we could actually deploy some of the solutions that we're tasting here, in creative and fun ways and get a little bit of PR and also, excite new customers in new ways. Go to a music festival and have people taste and try some of these things. We need to mainstream this stuff and make it fun and accessible. And finally, if you do have the power, if you're in a big corporate, think about how you can, again, carve out scale-up opportunities. We recently partnered with DHL, the global logistics company. We were here, actually, in February at this very venue for a food logistics conference that they organized, a sustainable logistics conference, but they were looking at food, and they were, working with us to find startups, and they discovered 3 that they're now bringing into their business for pilot projects and proof of concept, which is a great value proposition for both sides. So if you would like to talk about any of these, do come and see me. Our mission, all of our mission, is to bravely embrace creativity, multispectral thinking. That means thinking beyond the black and white to all of the possibilities in between, to focus on collaboration and action in order to make a radical impact on our agri-food and climate innovation. You may say, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Let's do this. Thank you.